morning and welcome to a new appointment with Bitmat Video Interview. In a world where power and network issues lead to significant outages, the collaboration between Panduit and Cisco offers a beacon of reliability. We are here today to listen more about the Cisco and Panduit Alliance. Let me introduce Hans Obermühlacher, Manager Business Development EMEA in Panduit, and Fausto Vaninetti, Senior Technical Solution Architect at Cisco Systems. So Fausto, if you like, we can start with you with the first question. Panduit and Cisco are both market leaders in their relative domains, but why these two companies are now joining forces and collaborating? What added value are you bringing to the market?
Well, in reality, as far as I remember, Cisco and Panduit have a long-standing collaboration since many years. Initially, it was focused on cabling. Cisco, being the market leader for networking, needed a good partner for cabling, the switches and router ports, and Panduit was that partner. Initially, it was about copper cables, and then it transitioned toward the optical while speeds increased. With the collaboration between Cisco and Panduit, we have seen emergence of structured cabling within data centers and higher port speeds. It's quite incredible to note that at the very beginning, 25 years ago, we were talking about 100 megabits per second. And nowadays, we are talking about 800 gigabits per second on each individual port. So the collaboration started with cabling, but it didn't stop there. As our portfolio evolved and expanded, we found additional opportunity of collaborations, for example, about power distribution systems, about monitoring power utilization, power cost, and the estimation of CO2 emissions. So the two companies have been working together to extend their partnership, and I believe it really makes a lot of sense to have the IT leader joining forces with the facility infrastructure leader and collaborate together. Because in the end, customers are expecting solutions. Yes, they buy products, but within a complete solution. And Cisco plus Panduit can really bring to market the added value of a complete solution.
Thank you, Fausto. Hansen, would you like to add something about it?
Yeah, so first of all, many thanks, Marco, for the introduction. Very glad to be here, being part of this interview with Fausto Vaninetti, whom I deeply respect and know for a long time. Answer of Fausto is perfect. He really nails it. The only thing I would want to add here is that given the very long relationship with Cisco, 20 years ago, we started a university program, making sure that young IT professionals get the right background, get the right education, based on Cisco's and Panduit's knowledge as well. So we provide a curriculum which is reaching out to UPS power. It also covers cabinets, so racks. It also covers the power distribution within a cabinet. It talks about thermal management solutions. So we try to do everything we can to educate young colleagues joining our market. And the other thing I would want to emphasize, as Fausto just lined out, we are working on solutions. So solutions are components supporting each other. So whenever Cisco is bringing out a new router, a new server, a new active component, we make sure that we support that component with the right air duct, making sure that hot and cold air stays separate from each other, making sure that the energy efficiency of a thermal management solution is as best as it can be.
Thank you, Hans. And I would like to pass to the second question. What are the major trends within data center market?
A very good question. Many thanks for bringing that up. So the major trends I see in the market are, first of all, artificial intelligence. Second trend is edge computing. We have seen that happening for quite a while, getting stronger. And the third one, equally important, is sustainability. sustainability not necessarily driving revenue, but driving the need of sustainable solutions, so carbon neutral installations. Let me have a quick look at all these three trends. So artificial intelligence equals, from an installation perspective, 50 kVA per cabinet. So everyone who's in this market for quite a while remembers installations per cabinet equaling 1.5 or 3 kVA. So thermal management solutions were usually based on an elevated roof of a cabinet, potentially installing some fans, making sure that hot air gets moved out of the cabinet. But with 50 kVA per cabinet, and that's not the end of the journey, with 50 kVA, we need to have totally different solution on the thermal management perspective, as well on the power distribution unit perspective, on the socket strips, if you like. So the first one is, of course, you need to bring in that power with a PDU, allowing you, usually a three-phase system, bringing in 50 kilowatt per PDU. Today, we see PDUs at a maximum level of 27. So there's some new product development on the way. And on the other side, of course, you see other thermal management solutions being deployed. So on-chip cooling or rear doors, which are based on a liquid air heat exchanger solution. There are many trends in this area, and together with Cisco, we are working that, supporting our customer base to manage these new challenges. And on the edge computing side, it's a little more simple. What we see is a trend towards more intelligent PDUs. So in the past, we have seen very basic ones just providing power, but now we have more intelligent PDUs, which do give a feedback on how much power is drawn per socket. They are more intelligent and more universal too. So the PDUs now being produced, or PDUs you can deploy globally. It's just the socket strip, which is different, but the PDU itself is the same.
Thank you, Hans. And Fausto, what can you tell us about this argument?
Well, I would say that I fully agree with us. Those are the three clear trends that we see in the market today. And if I can drill down a little bit on sustainability, let me say that the first thing that customers need and want when you talk about sustainability is the capability to monitor, to measure the current situation. They need to have tools able to monitor the power consumption, the instant power consumption within their data centers. There are regulations that are coming into effect, starting with larger data centers and then moving on with the smaller data centers, whereby any organization that owns a data center needs to report official numbers about power consumption, energy utilization, and other metrics. So it's very important to have the tools. And Cisco had a tool called Nexus Dashboard, used to be able to monitor the power consumption of Cisco devices within data centers. But of course, we needed a complete solution. And that's why we partnered with Panduit and combined our own Nexus Dashboard graphical user interface with the monitoring capabilities of the intelligent PDUs from Panduit. Through an API, we can receive and collect the information about the outlet power consumption and expose it, display it, and analyze it within our own Nexus Dashboard tool. So this is already available today. It's not a roadmap item, and it's very much appreciated by many customers. The other thing that I would say is that with Nexus Dashboard and the integration with Panduit, customers can have the advanced level of measurement for power usage effectiveness, as indicated by the Green Grid and now the ISO 30134 standard. The measurement of power should be as close as possible to devices, should be continuous, and it should be automatic. This provides the best solution, and Cisco plus Panduit have it.
Thank you, Fausto. And Fausto, again, the last question, please. What are the future plans for Panduit and Cisco collaboration?
Well, I believe there are many opportunities, but if you want my opinion about the two short-term collaboration opportunities that I can see from my point of view, they are around two things. The first one would be edge locations. Cisco has just productized a new offering for compute called UCS X Series Direct, which is a modular compute solution targeted to the edge. And if you combine a UCS X Series Direct within a Panduit cabinet, with a Panduit UPS, with some storage and some networking devices for Ethernet or fiber channel, you have a complete solution within one cabinet, which would be absolutely ideal for a small location, for an edge location. The second collaboration opportunity I can see is no more a secret, actually. It is for managed power systems. In April, so a couple of months ago, Cisco and Panduit formed the FMP Alliance with the goal to improve the energy efficiency of power distribution systems within buildings and data centers. I believe that there are interesting days ahead of us.
Thank you very much, Fausto. And Ansel, what can you tell us about it?
Yeah, just a quick comment. So important is to continue to support our customers on their journey to net zero carbon emissions. Glad that Fausto drilled into sustainability quite a lot. So it's true that it all starts with manufacturing, and there's one little thing I would like to mention because I'm really very pleased about it. So Panduit's manufacturing site in Costa Rica is carbon neutral since 2014. So since 10 years, we are running a site which is carbon neutral from a manufacturing standpoint. Important is now to provide all the data needed to IT professionals, as Fausto lined out, with Cisco Nexus dashboard to help them making educated decisions on, i.e., where to deploy a data center. Is it best to deploy it in Rome? Is it best to deploy it in Stockholm? Is it best to build it somewhere else? So where do we have most renewable energy being available? What's the spot where I have the best bandwidth, the lowest latency? What's the best place in order to make use of free cooling as much as I can? And also, as Fausto lined out, to have all data available on every active component being deployed within a data center. And it comes down to every active component. So Nexus Dashboard gives me a recommendation as an IT manager to potentially replace an older system because there's a newer one available, which is more efficient and more powerful. So in a nutshell, continuing our journey, which started from connectivity and continuing our journey towards collaboration on the power side is what that future relationship and future alliance with Cisco will look like from my perspective.
Thank you very much, Hans. So we are finished with the interview. I thank you for your time, Fausto, Hans, and say goodbye to you. And let's see in the next Bitmat video interview. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marco. Thank you, Fausto. Bye.
Goodbye.